the opening faceoff. Kevin Schmidt sends it in ahead of a check from Steve Gibson. Bob Quinnell back to get the puck out from behind the net. Gets it over to Perrault. Kick loose behind the net. Now over to the near side, Gibson. Plays it around the end boards. All the way to Hugo Perrault on the far side. He chips it out to center. Michael Massie is there. Sends it in on a delayed offside. And Gibson gets the puck out to center. Off the stick of Firmoil. All the way to Jake Ortmeyer backing up in the Fort Wayne zone. Outlet pass off the stick of Venedam. Gibson will chase it down on the far side and send it into the Fort Wayne zone. Nadeau chasing. Checked along the wall by Ortmeyer. Puck comes free for Massie. And Massie gets it ahead to Kelly Perrault. Up the right side to Chad Cabana, who knocks it into the Mallard zone. But the puck deflects out of play. And a little pushing and shoving between Nadeau and Cabana at the whistle. And we're going to get a high sticking penalty. And that penalty is going to be called against the Fort Wayne Komets' Chad Cabana. So Fort Wayne putting a physical lineup in to start with Cabana and Massie. And they got a little too physical maybe for their own good at the 52nd mark of the first period. It's Chad Cabana for high sticking. So immediately the Mallards go on the power play, though of course the Mallards have had a very hard time scoring with the man advantage in this championship series. They have only one power play goal thus far in the first three games. Now, up the left side, Williams sends it in off the end boards. Ortmeyer whips it around end. Near side, Mills keeps it in. Mills along the boards. Down low to Williams. Williams comes out on the right wing. Back to Manisi. To Williams. Williams shooting, and it's blocked, and it's controlled by Schmidt. Schmidt has it knocked away, but now it's cleared out to center by the Komets. Now Manisi gets it to Dufour. To Williams in the neutral zone. Sends it deflected in on Lawson. Lawson goes to grab the puck, and he covers it up for a faceoff in the Fort Wayne zone. And a little jabbing with the sticks after the play between Kevin Schmidt and John Francisco. The faceoff coming up in the Fort Wayne zone. 18:30 to go in the first period. We're scoreless. 120 left on the penalty to Chad Cabana of Fort Wayne, which came at the 52nd mark. Good to see thousands of Mallards fans wearing white tonight, and they've got their white pom-poms, courtesy of Fairfield Inn and Q106.5. Now off the face-off, cleared up along the boards, but not out. Firmoil with a shot right to the midsection, and Lawson hangs onto it, and Ganga trying to cause some trouble there in front of the net as he gets right into the face of Lawson, looking for any potential rebound, and probably looking to get underneath the skin of Tom Lawson and the Fort Wayne Komets as well. Especially with the absence of Myers tonight, who is more than willing to put the bullseye on his chest and make himself a target. That's exactly what Nick Ganga is trying to do tonight. Now Nadeau gets it back to Firmoil, right point, steps up, fires a shot, save, rebound, Lawson again covers up. And again Ganga in front of the net looking for the rebound, but three Fort Wayne Komets were right around the goal mouth. So not much time off the clock after that. 18:18 to go in the first. 1:08 remaining on the Mallards power play. And it's Virag and Nadeau on the faceoff. It comes outside of the zone, but the faceoff was whistled down, and they'll drop the puck again. Mallards on the power play here early in the first period. No score at the mark. Game 4, Colonial Cup Championship Series. Mallards come in trailing 2-1. Again, Virag and Nadeau. Loose puck, high slot clear down the ice by Severson. But the Mallards still have a minute to go on the power play. Andy Firmoil will start it out. Firmoil up the middle. Dishes left side to Nadeau, who sends it bouncing in. Behind the net. Loose puck. Ganga puts it in front, but right to Severson. Clearing pass knocked down by Firmoil. Ganga gets hauled down from behind as he tried to get to the puck. Now here comes Fort Wayne. Short-handed 2-on-2 shot. Save. Raynard being pushed to the goal, and he gets on top of the puck, and the whistle blows. So Fort Wayne with a good counterattack there, short-handed. And Raynard has to make the stop. And a face-off coming up in the Quad City zone. 17:48 to go first period. And 38 seconds to go on the Mallards power play. Again, the Mallards just one power play goal so far in this championship series. And off the face-off, shot saved by Rayner. Rebound, he covers up. Mallards a respectable 16% in the playoffs, but on against Fort Wayne in the first 3 games of this series, 1 for 23, only 4.3% success on the power play. And the Mallards now still having to get the puck out of their own zone here with the man advantage. 34 seconds to go on that power play. Chaulk versus Williams in the circle to the left of Rayner. And it's back to the right point. Perrault wrists one into the corner. It caroms behind the net. Williams picks it up for Quad City. Bumped off the puck by Stewart. And it's picked up now by Mills. Mills from behind the net. Brings it up the middle. Mills still moving through the neutral zone. Up on right wing and in. Mills to Dufour. Backhands one in front. Knocked away to Francisco. Back up top Massie. Fires the puck deflected up high. Rebound clear to the corner by Perrault. Francisco gets on it. Down low to Williams. Williams behind the net. Taps it off the boards to Massie. One-timer slap shot save. Rebound Williams along the goal line. Now in the circle. Let's go a shot block. Williams again. Fires the puck save. Rebound to Fort Wayne. Chad Cabana gets it to the line. Mills holds it in. Power play over. But still in the Fort Wayne zone. Perrault off the boards near side to Chaulk. Williams knocked Perrault hard into the end boards. Casey Timmons gets a hold of the loose puck and sends it in. Hansen chasing in after Perrault and hammers him down along the boards. Timmons, I think, bumped more into Hansen than he did to Schmidt, but the Mallards knocking guys around. Timmons being hooked, gets it out in the circle. Timmons in front, flips the loose puck, bouncing along in the slot, and cleared down the ice by Bobby Stewart, as the Komets will take an icing call here to relieve the Mallards' pressure. Breakbush's variety of restaurant-style chicken provides convenience without sacrificing quality. These fully cooked chicken products go from freezer to oven to plate in minutes. Stop by your grocer's refrigerated meat case or frozen food section and pick up some Breakbush chicken today. Your Mallards Game Night scorecard also has a $1 off coupon for your next purchase of Breakbush chicken. Face-off coming up in the Fort Wayne zone, 16:26 to go in a scoreless first period here at the Mark of the Quad Cities in Game 4. Off the face-off, back to Quinnell. Wrists the shot wide. Around to the far side now, Gibson plays it down behind the net. Nadeau on the goal line. Puts it in front. It goes right through the slot. And Josh Tataryn getting out on the puck, but the Mallards knock it back in on a delayed offside. Now Ortmeyer has it behind the Fort Wayne net. Clears it. No icing. It'll deflect all the way to Rayner, who leaves it for Quinnell. Quinnell behind the Mallards' goal. Brings it up the far side to Nadeau. Knocked away, back deep in the Mallards' end. Now Quinnell again. Trying to get away from Tataryn. Gets it to Firmoil. Cross-ice pass to Prue. Back and across the line. Prue gets it. High slot, left side. Nadeau back to Gibson with a shot off the post and out. Prue puts it behind the net. Nadeau back there. Hooked by Stevens. Puck loose. Gibson tries to play it behind the net. He's knocked down. Play continues far side. Tataryn gets it out to Venedam. 2-on-2. Massie had it knocked away. Now sends it into the Mallard zone. And we got a penalty coming up against Quad City. Roughing is the call against the Mallards. Boy, there's a lot of rough stuff going on the part of both teams there. And the penalty is called against Steve Gibson of Quad City. 2 minutes for roughing at 4:37. And so the Mallards will go shorthanded for the first time tonight. No score, 15:23 remaining in the first period, Game 4 of the Colonial Cup Championship Series. Both teams getting roughed up considerably here in the first period. And now Fort Wayne controls the faceoff. Venedam sends it in. This will get around end to the far side. Loose puck. Toporowski is on it. Tries to clear it. Knocked down by Beauregard. Chipped away from him by Mills. Now Williams gets out. 2-on-2. Williams with a shot up high off the glass. To the near corner. Fort Wayne picks up the puck. Stewart gets it away to Chaulk. Chaulk to the line and in. Goes to the right wing. Sends the puck behind the net. Toporowski there. Plays it to the far corner to Mills. Mills with the opening. Fires it down the ice. And stopped at the line by Perrault. Over to Venedam. Venedam up the left side and in. Squeezed off the puck by Lawrence. Still in. Stewart. Right point. Stewart. Down along into the circle with a shot. Pad save. Rebound is deflected wide. In the corner. Hansen first on the puck. He gets nailed into the boards. Fight for the puck continues on the near side. Comes back towards the point to Chaulk. Hansen pressuring now without his stick, but the Mallards get the puck clear. Venedam sends it through into the Mallard zone. Reinert leaves it for Perrault, and on a Komets change, Perrault is going to hold the puck for a while, then fires it down the ice. Ortmeyer had to duck out of the way of that flying puck. Now Ortmeyer behind the Fort Wayne net has it. Lawrence pressuring, but the Komets are well manned in their defensive zone. Now it's sent in off the blocker of Reinert, and Perrault clears it again. 28 seconds left in the Fort Wayne power play. Ortmeyer behind the net. Lawrence may have got a stick in between his pads as Lawson went down on one knee. Now back on the right side is Massie. Massie in the corner, knocked away by Cabana, but to the point, Ortmeyer over in the left Barlow. Wrist shot up high. Reinert with a save, and he's got the puck. Took him a while to find it as it got up high into his chest, but Reinert hangs on for a faceoff with 13:33 to go here in the first and 10 seconds remaining on this Fort Wayne power play. Conveniently located near several restaurants in the South Park Mall, the Comfort Inn in Moline is both comfortable and affordable. With amenities such as complimentary continental breakfast, microwaves, and refrigerators, you'll enjoy your stay at the Comfort Inn in Moline. Call 762-7000. Chad Cabana back in the box for Fort Wayne for roughing. So in 10 seconds, it'll be a Mallards power play. Oh, that's interesting. The referee signaled roughing, but they're calling slashing. All right. Either way, it's a penalty against Fort Wayne. It'll be the second power play of the game for the Mallards as soon as they get done with this 4-on-4, which will last only 10 seconds. Manisi from behind the Mallards goal. Now brings it up. Off the left side to Williams. Back across Francisco. Brings it in. Francisco in front. And he couldn't get it to the net as he was knocked off the puck. Now the Mallards on the power play, but Lewis clears it to the line. Manisi knocked it down. Holds it in at the right point. Over to Mills. Mills bounces one into the left corner. Francisco back to Mills. Hops over his stick and past the blue line. Now Manisi will fire it back in. Round to the far side where Perrault is waiting. Taps it behind the net. Puck comes loose. Now along the near side, Lewis gets it clear down the length of the ice. 1:17 to go on the Mallards power play. 12:48 remaining in the first period, no score. Manisi up to Williams. Back across to Mills. Mills in on the right wing. Knocked away and out to center. Now Manisi backing up into his own zone away from Ryan Severson. Just under a minute to go on the man advantage. Mills will take it up the right side. Now sends it across to Manisi. Off his stick, Manisi catches up with it and sends it in. Mallards forwards are changing behind him. Ortmeyer gets to the puck, trying to clear it. Got it to Virag. Virag bounces it out to Severson. Severson is behind the defense. Severson with a shot up high and off the glass. Reinert may have gotten a piece of the glove. And Manisi hammers Severson. Mallards get the puck to the Fort Wayne line, but it's immediately cleared down the length of the ice into the Mallard zone. Now 28 seconds left in the Quad City power play. Perrault brings it up the right side, and he pounds the puck into the zone. Loose, coming back to the point. Quinnell taps it right side to Perrault. Wrists one in there, knocked down in front. Loose in the high slot. Ganga turns, puts it on the stick of Nadeau along the goal line. Nadeau can't get it to the front of the net. Sends it back to the left point, Quinnell. Back to Nadeau on the wing. Nadeau had it knocked away by Schmidt into the corner. Ganga back to the point, stolen by Chaulk. And the Mallards have ended their power play now. Ganga picks up a loose puck in their zone and brings it out, but a penalty coming up, it looks like, on Andy Perrault. Perrault had Colin Chaulk up against the boards, and roughing is called against Perrault. And it looks like referee John Searle isn't going to let a lot go tonight. 8:35, the time of the call against Perrault. Let's take time out. No score on Q106.5.
There will be no standing ovations, no award ceremony, no reporters clamoring to put your picture on the front page of the newspaper. But for volunteers who give blood, the reward is much greater. Blood donors save lives. Give blood. To donate, call Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center at 1-800-747-5401. Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. It's about life.
Mallards are shorthanded for the second time tonight. No score here in the first. Quad City wins the faceoff. Toporowski backing up now, fires it down the length of the ice. Perrault knocks it down in the Fort Wayne zone. Lawrence pressuring. Perrault gets it away to Venedam. Now back behind the net to Perrault. 3 Komets are there to set things up in their own defensive zone. Now Venedam brings it out. Cross ice, right side to Chaulk. Brings it in on the wing. Drop pass. Stewart is open with a shot and a save by Rayner. Rebound comes out to Timmons, who clears it. Lawson gives it to Perrault. Mallards make a line change with the puck down in the Fort Wayne zone. Now Colin Chaulk skates up the right side and across the line. Brings it center. Now drops it left point to Venedam. Bounces it left side to Chaulk. Taps it behind the net. Mills able to whip it around the boards. Held in Perrault at the right point. Behind the net. Pass Beauregard to Chaulk. Puts it in front. Stick save by Rayner. Venedam goes for the one-time deflection and a save. Rebound. And Fort Wayne. One of them has their hands in the air, but I tell you what, Rayner made the big save. Good setup by Fort Wayne. They went from the left point, Chaulk, and instead of shooting at the net, he sent it in front for a one-timer, a redirect, and Rayner was able to slide across to his left and make the stop. So a big save by Jeff Rayner, keeping the game scoreless. The Mallards have been outshot 6-3, 10:27 to go in the first. And 1:02 to go in the Fort Wayne power play. Massie around end to Williams, who clears it to the line. It goes off the glove of Ortmeyer out to center. Now Barlow sends it in, but it's cleared down the ice by Massie. Ortmeyer will pick it up, circling behind the Fort Wayne goal. 43 seconds left on the power play for the Komets. Ortmeyer dishes left side to Barlow, in on the wing, fires it up high. Puck caroms all the way out to center. Ortmeyer plays it away from Perrault to Virag. Dustin Virag all the way down in the corner with Perrault pressuring. Now Virag brings it out. Virag all the way in across the line. Shoots one, but Massie partially blocked it. Now it's loose behind the Mallards' goal. Cabana with some pressure there. Virag comes away with the puck. Gets it back to Ortmeyer. Right side Virag. Fires a shot. Pad save. Rebound up high, and it just barely missed the net. Perrault backhands the clearing pass. Massie knocked it down to Barlow at the left point. He fires a shot through the screen, but Massie blocked it and sent it back to the right side. Ortmeyer now down low for Cabana. Massie took it away, and Clint Cabana clears it down the ice. The power play had expired, so it'll be icing as soon as Mark Barlow touches it up for Fort Wayne. Timeout from the mark. 9:15 to go. First period, no score on Q106.5.
For fire protection equipment, training, inspections, and service, Clinton Fire Equipment has served the Quad Cities for more than 20 years. Their business is protecting your business, your factory, your restaurant, or your home with extinguishers, sprinkler systems, and emergency and exit lighting. And they provide the training to make sure your fire protection equipment works for you. Plus, ask about their commercial and residential pressure washing system. At Clinton Fire Equipment, they're friendly and they're ready to serve you. Call Clinton Fire Equipment toll-free at 800-643-4753.
Vicey Dodge in Davenport is the Quad City's only 5-star Dodge dealer, and nobody beats a 5-star deal. Visit the newly remodeled Vicey Dodge, 4100 Brady Street in Davenport, or seconds from anywhere at ViceyDodge.com. Come to Nancy's Pizzeria for Chicago-style pizza, excellent pasta, sandwiches, salads, baby back ribs, and a wide assortment of appetizers, including homemade breadsticks. Nancy's Pizzeria in Davenport, 53rd Street and Jersey Ridge Road. Carry out and delivery, call 322-8000. The newest location of Nancy's Pizzeria is for dine-in or carry-out, and it's now open at the Ridgewood Shopping Center in East Moline. 9:15 to go, first period. The Mallards have certainly come out playing hard, but so have the Komets, and they've outshot the Mallards 7-3 in this scoreless first. Face-off coming up to the left of Jeff Rayner. And ready for the draw, Colin Chaulk and Tony Lawrence. Off the boards, loose puck coming out towards the line. Held in before Stewart was clocked by Hansen, and Timmons gets it out to Hansen, who sends it in on the right side. Puck drifting behind the net. Hansen gets hold of it with Schmidt on his back. Hansen out front in the circle. Hansen, and we get a penalty coming up as Kevin Schmidt is down in the corner, and Tony Lawrence is headed to the box. Looks like slashing is the call by referee John Searle. I didn't know there was such a thing as obstruction slashing, but that was the signal. Interference. Well, he's got some weird signals. Looked like he was signaling slashing, but it was more it was interference. Okay, thank you, Tom Boyles. You're right. As always. Almost always.
5, Tony Lawrence. 2 minutes for interference at 11:02 of the first. Quad City's penalty number 25, Lawrence. 2 minutes interference at 11:02.
Well, the Mallards trying to play physical and not getting much past the referee, apparently. It was away from the puck, so I didn't see the actual infraction there. Now up on the right side, Chaulk gets some room in front with a shot. It goes right through the crease, and he's tripped up by Raynard, who sprawled out to make a possible save there. Didn't have to. Now Perrault at the right point. Slides it along the boards to Stewart. Stewart sends it in front, and handled for a moment by Chaulk, knocked away by Mills. Now in the corner, Stewart. Up front to Venedam with a shot, and that goes just wide. Stewart with a rebound, sends it wide of the net. Now Venedam on the left side. In the corner, it goes past Chaulk around to the right side to Stewart. Stewart in the circle. He shoots, blocked by Toporowski. Loose puck in the slot, and picked up by Gibson. And Gibson fires it length of the ice, high off the glove of Lawson. And both teams will make a line change. Kelly Perrault will start out behind the Fort Wayne goal. Perrault up the middle with it. Goes left side now to Venedam in the circle. Backs it up in front, and we get a whistle. And an offside call against Fort Wayne. So they'll bring it outside of the Mallards blue line with 57 seconds to go in the Fort Wayne man advantage. And we'll have Dustin Virag and Patrick Nadeau ready for the draw at the face-off spot just outside the Quad City zone. 7:55 to go in a scoreless first. Nadeau wins it back to Clint Cabana. He looks for the opening, but it's blocked by Massie into the corner. Now Virag behind the net. Nadeau checks him. Get it back to the point to Ortmeyer. Over on the right, Barlow. Barlow sends one in front to Virag. Virag has to take it behind the net. He couldn't control the bouncing puck. Now Ortmeyer, the left point. He fires a shot, pad save, rebound behind Raynard, and we got a whistle. And a face-off coming up in the Mallard zone. And let's take time out. 7:30 to go in the first. No score on Q106.5.
Howdy, folks. I'm out here on the streets of the Quad City. Hey, we're doing a commercial here, buddy. Where was I? Oh, yeah, just me and my banjo singing a folk song or two for Carl Clevenson. Oh, buddy. What's that? You think folk songs are a little passé? Well, not the way I sing them. She'll be driving around that corner when she comes. She'll be driving around the corner when she comes. She'll be driving around the corner. She'll be driving around the corner. She'll be driving around the corner when she... Oh, well, it's a good thing there's Carl Clevenson. Since 1922, they've been giving people high-tech auto body repair with the same low-tech personal service that's kept them round the corner so many years. And Carl Clevenson can arrange for towing in a rental car and get you back on the...
Excuse me, I'm trying to call Carl Cleve.
Who else? Well, we'll see you next time you get in an accident. Carl Clevenson, Davenport, 324-0461. Auto body repair for folks like you and me. She'll be dialing up that Carl Clevenson. She'll be dialing up that Carl Clevenson.
7:10 to go in the first. 12 seconds remaining now in the Fort Wayne power play. A face-off coming up just outside of the Quad City blue line. And it's controlled by the Komets. Schmidt, red line, goes left side to Taryn, who sends it in. Raynard stopped it behind the net, but right back there is Severson out front with a shot saved by Raynard. And the power play is over. Puck on the far side. Francisco gets it to the line, but not out. Now Mills sent it across, deflected, deeper into the zone, but Toporowski clears it to Williams. Tried to feather it across to do forward. Too much traffic, taken away by the Komets. Now Francisco sends it in. And the Mallards will chase. Williams going after it, despite three Komets back, and it is cleared out to center. Massie now lofts it, and just over the glass, and into the seats right below us in the first row of Section 104. And a young man from Andalusia got a hold of that one. A nice souvenir puck from the Colonial Cup Championship Series. And following a line change here, we'll have a face-off just outside the Quad City blue line. Crawford Company specializes in new and replacement home heating and cooling systems. They offer prompt, efficient, 24-hour service. Celebrating 50 years in the Quad Cities. Crawford Company Heating and Cooling. Visit online, CrawfordSheetMetal.com, or call 788-4573. 6:30 to go in the first, no score. Dylan Mills brings it up from the Mallard zone. Mills chips it up on the right side. Hansen chasing all the way into the corner. Centers one off the stick. Rebound Timmons, and Lawson made the save. Timmons in close. Now Timmons in the corner. To Lawrence along the goal line. Takes it behind the net. Eade on his back. Lawrence continues to handle the puck. Sends it around behind the net. Hansen in the corner. Behind the net towards Timmons. He's checked off it by Perrault. Lawrence is in the corner with Eade on him. Lawrence. Now with Perrault on Lawrence's back. Bouncing puck. Loose in the corner. Timmons. Timmons gets it back to the point. Toporowski. Along the wall, Timmons. Shoots one through traffic. It doesn't get through. Penalty coming up against Fort Wayne. Lawrence puts it in front. Timmons with a shot blocked. Deflected in front, and Lawrence holds onto it. And now a Mallard is down. There was already a penalty coming up against Fort Wayne. And then at the very end of the play, Mike Hansen is down on the ice. And let's see if there's anything additional. They've got a holding penalty against Chris Eade, but apparently nothing for whatever it was that caused Mike Hansen to be injured on the play. And he's back up onto his skates now. Trainer Mike Flandowski has come out to take a look at Mike Hansen. And Hansen is one of the toughest kids you're ever going to meet on a hockey rink. So if he's down, you know that he's been hit pretty hard. The penalty is against Chris Eade, 2 minutes for holding. Hansen is looking wobbly and is going to head off to the locker room. Well, here we go. This is the inconsistency that the Mallards have been upset about with the officiating. Sometimes they call the ticky-tack stuff and leave the obvious stuff go. I didn't see what happened to Hansen, so we don't necessarily make a final judgment on it. Now on the power play, Quinnell wrists one in front, but it's blocked and knocked away, and Lewis clears it down the ice for Fort Wayne. And will chase Quinnell all the way down. And Manisi goes back to help. Lewis busted his stick and heads for the bench. Now Manisi gets it out to Nadeau. Nadeau up the left side. Back to the right point, Prue. Taps it back to Manisi with a shot save. Rebound left circle, Quinnell. Taps it into the corner. Now around behind the net to Nadeau. Right side to Prue. To Nadeau along the goal line. Back to Prue. Wrist shot save. Rebound Nadeau trying to lift it. Can't get it over Lawson. And Beauregard has the rebound. As Nadeau looked like was hit in the stomach or the ribs, and play continues. And again, it looks like every time the Mallards try to do something, they get called tonight, but not so necessarily for Fort Wayne. Well, hopefully that luck will change. Now Mills sends it in right side, bouncing puck in the circle, cleared to the line. Mills trying to hold it in, gets it along the boards. Dufour up top, Perrault with a shot, and it goes just wide. Rebound, Virag clears it down the length of the ice. Raynert gives it off to Mills. 48 seconds on the power play. Now Williams up the left side. Sends it right corner. Francisco behind the net. Wheels it back for Dufour. Dufour along the boards. In the corner, Francisco. Tied up there by Perrault. Mallards poking sticks at the puck, trying to get it loose, but it comes loose to a Fort Wayne player, Kevin Schmidt, who clears it down the length of the ice. And now Mills with 20 on the power play. Deflected on to Francisco. In the circle, the shot. Save. Rebound. Francisco again. Couldn't get a clean shot away. Now behind the net. Williams gets it back to Firmoil. Wrist shot. Deflected wide. Dufour went for the redirect. Francisco in the corner. He gets dumped along the boards. Chaulk comes up with the puck. Brings it out to center. Sends it in left side. Caroms all the way to Raynert. And Raynert will cover it up as the power play for the Mallards has expired. Timeout, 3:36 to go in the first. No score on Q106.5.
Thompson asks for front row center and hands over his U.S. Bank check card. How could you beat that? He just earned cash back on concert tickets. Score cash every time you make a purchase with your U.S. Bank check card. Stop by your local U.S. Bank, call 1-800-720-BANK, or visit usbank.com and get rocking with checking that pays. Only from U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. U.S. Bank is proud to be the home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Takes off in the circle to the left of Jeff Raynard. No score late in the first. Tom Manisi back behind the goal. Spins away from Chad Cabana. Plays it off to his left for Lawrence. Got it just outside the line before it's sent back in. Now Clint Cabana in the corner. Plays it off the boards and a little too high off the boards and the glass and into the seats. And we'll have a face-off in the Mallard zone. Looking to purchase a new home or refinance your existing home or simply need home improvements? Look no further than Deer Harvester Credit Union for a variety of products designed to fit your mortgage needs. Stop by any Deer Harvester location in East Moline, Davenport, South Park Mall, or Milan. Face-off in the Mallard zone. 3:20 to go in the first period. As some of the former Mallards in the Mallard suite being honored, Mark McFarland is here. Now Ortmeyer with a wrist shot. Clint Cabana blocks it out to center. Tapped ahead by Ganga. Knocked away, and now Cabana sends it in as Ganga fought hard to get back on side. Ortmeyer behind the net. Plays it around far side. Ganga holds it in. Shoots one deflected off the outside of the net. And Venedam has it behind the goal. Tries to clear it out. Gets it to the line to Chad Cabana. Chad Cabana will skate it in. Fires a shot. Pad save. Rebound loose in the circle. Everybody chasing it. Massie gets into the boards by Manisi. Now in the corner, Nadeau. And Manisi double-teamed over there. Now Clint Cabana comes up with it. Gets it away to Ganga, who steers the puck out to center. Schmidt up the middle for Chad Cabana, and a two-line pass is called against Fort Wayne. Heritage Computers has been supplying computers to the Quad Cities area since 1994. Proud computer supplier of the Quad City Mallards, Heritage Computers in downtown Moline is the place for all of your PC and computer service needs. Well, we've seen trainer Mike Flandowski come back to the Mallards bench, but Tom Boyles is going to look as well. I'm not sure if we see Mike Hansen. I don't think we do. So Hansen out of action right now. Williams falling, getting taken down with a shot, save, rebound, Dufour couldn't get a clean shot away. Now here comes Adam Lewis. Fort Wayne 3-on-2 if they hurry. Lewis lost the handle on the puck, though, and that allows the Mallards to regroup. Lewis sends it in behind the net. Raynard plays it around to the far side. Dufour almost overskated it, gets it out to Perrault. Now in the middle, Williams, who sends it in. Perrault had his helmet knocked off by a high stick, but no call. Fort Wayne gets the puck clear now to Beauregard. Beauregard dipping and moving and getting pushed in the slot, but loose for Virag with a shot and a save by Raynard, and he covers up the rebound. Hey, mates, no time to cook, but want a juicy steak, ribs on the barbie, or grilling chicken? No worries. Now there's Outback Steakhouse curbside takeaway. Just call up, pull up, and eat up. No rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse, 2 miles east of North Park Mall and Kimberly Road, open 7 days a week. Call them at 386-4711. 2:01 to go. First period, no score. Mallards outshot 11-8. And each team has had 3 power plays with no conversion. Off the draw, Stewart, left point. Over to Barlow, take it off the boards. Got hit by Timmons, got it in the corner to Chaulk. Chaulk sends it off the back of the net. Severson puts it behind the goal, but cleared out by Lawrence. This will get down the ice, and it will be icing against Quad City, as it's touched up in the corner by Mark Barlow. Well, Game 5 of this championship series will be tomorrow night in Fort Wayne. Game time is 7:35. Airtime, beginning with the TMI Mallards warm-up, is 7:05, and tomorrow's game will be right here on Q106.5, and then the remainder of the series will be back on the Mallards flagship station, WOC, Talk Radio 1420. Now face-off to the right of Raynard, minute 44 to go in the scoreless first. And it's controlled by Stewart with a shot. 6 save by Raynard, rebound to the far side, and Manisi gets it going out through center. There'll be no icing. Timmons trying to force his way in deep. Stewart back there took a check from Manisi, or rather from Gibson, and got it out to Ortmeyer. Up the left side, deflected into the Mallard zone. Now Mills. Mills chips it out to neutral ice. Stewart brings it up the middle and in. Fires a shot, save. Rebound. Raynard, save again. Rebound. Stewart scores. Raynard out of the net trying to cut down the angles. And once Bobby Stewart got a hold of that second rebound, he had plenty of angle to shoot from. And now Casey Timmons comes up lame as he limps off to the Mallards bench. And the Komets have taken a 1-0 lead here at the mark of the Quad City. and a happy contingent of Fort Wayne fans down in Section 102. So with 1:12 to go in the first, the Mallards are down 1-0 here in Game 4.
Scored by number 7, Bobby Stewart. On the assist, number 18, Ryan Severson. And number 2, Kevin Schmidt. Time of goal, 18:48. 1 minute remaining in the first period. Less than a minute to play.
So the Mallards trail 1-0 late in the first. Perrault gets it out to Ganga, across to Nadeau, brings it in left wing, fires a shot up high. Lawson with the save. Oh, and he hammers Ganga in the face. Ganga was going towards the net, and Lawson with the glove, or with the puck in his glove hand, reached out and popped Nick Ganga right in the face. And Nick is knocked down to the ice. And I don't see a penalty coming. Well, the conspiracy theorists will have their day now. But perhaps referee John Searle thought that Nick Ganga was embellishing a little bit. The only thing I can figure as to why not call a penalty there. Face off in the Fort Wayne zone, 49.2 to go in the first period. Now Venedam gets it going out of the zone. Venedam up the right side, now to Massie, bouncing into the right circle. Taken down hard by Perrault. Cornell gets a man pinned against the boards. Puck loose in the corner. Ganga knocks down both Massie and his teammate Perrault. Loose puck in the circle. Chad Cabana trying to get a handle on it. So is Nadeau. Nobody can control the bouncing puck. Now Massie in the corner. Centers one, but Perrault steals it. Perrault up the left side. And in. 2-on-2. Centered one for Ganga, who wasn't looking for it. Now Williams deflects the puck away. Ganga sends it across. Perrault gets it out to the point. Cabana steps up, puts it in front. It deflects right through. And Chad Cabana will clear it. And they'll wave off icing with 5 seconds to go in the period, and that will do it for the first 20 minutes of hockey here at the Mark of the Quad City. So a bit of a rough and tumble first period that we expected. And the Mallards and their fans not necessarily happy with the way some of the calls and non-calls have gone. But just the same, Fort Wayne earned themselves a 1-0 lead by outshooting the Mallards of the second period. Bob Quinnell gives control the opening faceoff of the second period. Bob Quinnell gives it over to Perrault, back to Quinnell, out the left side to Ganga. Ganga in on the wing. Fires it off the end boards. Caroms off the back of the net. Perrault trying to get it to the front. Now Ganga left corner. Back to the point, Quinnell. Quinnell fires it, blocked. And cleared out to center. And we get a penalty behind the play, and I was waiting for that as Quinnell had his shot blocked, and Chad Cabana went right up to the face of Quinnell and got called for roughing. So Chad Cabana into the box for the third time tonight. And the Mallards will have their fourth power play of the game. Now, Tom Boyle, you saw him signal roughing, right? Okay, now watch him call it slashing. I swear they did that in the first period. But we'll see. Face-off coming up just outside the Fort Wayne line.
Penalty on number 17, Chad Cabana. 2 minutes for roughing.
Now in the zone, Mills with a shot up high and off the glass. And the goal gets knocked loose. And we'll have a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. It looked like the Komets were going to get that cleared. The Mallards able to knock it down, and Mills got a shot from in close that went just over the crossbar and off the glass. And looks like they're going to need some repair work here to the hole that's drilled there to hold the goalpost in place. 19:30 to go in the second period, 1:53 remaining on the power play for the Mallards with Chad Cabana in the box for roughing. Modern Woodmen of America Quack Pack members are invited to the postseason party at Puttin' Around. That's Wednesday, May 21st from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Members get a free round of golf and a bucket of balloons for Water Wars, while families get a discount on all of the above. If there's no member of the Mallards official club for kids in your family, join the Quack Pack today. Call 764-7825 for all the details, or you can stop at the Quack Pack table behind Section 108 in the concourse. Some Mallards hellos to people listening to the broadcast. Sean Keeson, all the way in Raleigh, North Carolina, listening on the internet. Sean, we understand, is a big baseball fan. I don't know if he's any relation to Bruce Keeson, who used to pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll have to track that down. Liz from Muskegon, who we know is a closet Mallards fan, listening tonight. And also, hello to Mallards fans in Denver, Colorado. Wes and Liz and Ren and Chuck listening all the way in Denver. And Jeff and Cheryl here in the Quad Cities wanted to say hello to you tonight. Well, they're still working on getting the goal back in place in the Fort Wayne zone. Let's take a timeout for the mark of the Quad Cities. 19:30 to go, second period, 1-0 Komets on Q106.5.
It's heating up, Mallards playoff hockey, and the weather. Total Maintenance knows just how to keep your home or business cool and comfortable with the latest energy-saving replacement air conditioning systems and prompt, efficient repair service, all designed to fit your budget. They've been doing it for more than 30 years. Talk to the 24-hour home comfort experts at TMI. With their straightforward pricing, you always know the exact price of each job before the work begins, and it's all 100% guaranteed. Call TMI at 355-8686 or visit them on the web at tmiservices.net.
Off the face-off, Fort Wayne gets the puck cleared down into the Mallard zone. Quad City on the power play here early in the second period. Mills swings it across to Manisi, and he'll backtrack into the zone away from the pressure by Beauregard. Now Manisi sends it up the middle, but it comes loose, and Ortmeyer will play it back into the Mallard zone. As Quad City didn't connect on that lead pass, now here comes Manisi again. Left side, Williams. Rink wide for Mills. Taps it in. Mills, right corner. Puts it alongside the net, and Lawson covers it up quickly. And hangs on for a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. Mallards Hockey is brought to you in part by IH Mississippi Valley Credit Union, where you're worth more. Membership is open to Quad City and surrounding area residents. Call 793-6200 or visit IH Mississippi Valley Credit Union online at www.ihmvcu.org. Face-off in the circle to the left of Lawson. Nadeau wins it back to Perrault with a wrist shot. Saved by Lawson. He shot it up high. And Lawson grabbed it and clutched it to his chest. And Nick Ganga wants some kind of a call there in front of the net. As Ganga, of course, repeatedly putting himself in harm's way. Playing on a wing now with Nadeau and Prue. And another face-off win. Perrault with a slapper save. Rebound loose and played out to the line. Perrault on the right wing, Nadeau. Try to get it in the corner. Schmidt knocked it away. But Prue puts it in front for Ganga, who's knocked down in front of the net. Now Cornell has it. Plays it around the end. Nadeau on the right side. Lawson on a double team. Ganga is hurt, and Ganga is slowly off to the Mallards bench. As Ganga was knocked down going for that puck in front of the net. And he's bleeding as well. Now Nadeau up the middle. On the right wing, Gibson lost it. Played out to center. And the Mallards fans expressing their displeasure with the officiating. Now the puck deep in the Mallard zone. Perrault gets it around the far side. Prue will get it out to Perrault. Mallards have the numbers. Perrault throws it up the middle to Williams, and he missed the one-timer. Now Perrault out of the corner. Puts it in front for Williams. He missed it again. Mills back at the right point as it poked away and out through center. And 5 seconds left on the power play. Boy, oh boy, do the Mallards have their chances there. And the teams are back at even strength now. Williams brings it up for Quad City. Williams with his speed up the middle, chips it in front of the net. Timmons taps it just wide. Williams behind the goal, gets pushed off the puck. Now it's loose back there. Williams and Stevens fight for it. Gibson drags it into the corner. Gets to the right point, Mills. Slapper deflected wide and to the left side and picked up by the Komets. Schmidt gets it out to center. Massie in the middle of the ice. Sends it in and goes up high to Lawrence. Now they send it in front, but stolen away by Manisi. Out to Gibson. Mallards do not have the numbers. Gibson with a long shot off the leg of Ortmeyer. It trickles behind the net. Virag has it for Fort Wayne. And gets it out to Chad Cabana. Knocked away. Tony Lawrence sends it in. Bringing it out is Ortmeyer. He'll bounce it deep in the Mallard zone. Should be icing. And it's waved off. Now Clint Cabana behind the Mallards goal. Taps it off the glass. This will get down the ice. That is waved off icing as well. Ortmeyer behind his own goal. Plays it left side all the way down. This one will be icing as no one was there to even try to play it. Clint Cabana touches up for the whistle. And they'll bring it back into the Fort Wayne zone. Visit One Eye Jack's in their new location next to J.C. Penney in North Park Mall. Family owned and operated. One Eye Jack's offers a great selection of Italian and American food. Visit One Eye Jack's before every Mallards home game and show your ticket to receive 10% off your bill. That's One Eye Jack's in North Park Mall. Referee John Searle getting an earful from Mallards coach Paul Gillis, presumably about the fact that his players keep getting hurt and penalties keep getting not called. And now Ganga is off to the locker room for the Mallards. Mallards are down to 8 forwards now, as Hansen and Ganga have both gone out in this game, and Myers is already hurt from Thursday night's action. So 8 forwards only for the Mallards now, with the injuries to Hansen and Ganga. And now they're going to come out on the ice again, and what are they going to do this time? Well, they're going to clean up some blood from the slot area where Nick Ganga was knocked down. And I guess drawing blood doesn't draw a penalty tonight. There's some blood apparently along the goal line, and I see some more in the slot area. None of which resulted in any penalties being called against the Fort Wayne Komets. So perhaps referee John Searle will take a look at that and maybe come up with some ideas. 16:20 to go, second period. Well, now that's funny. They still haven't cleaned up in the slot area there. I can see blood sitting there on the ice, which they've now missed entirely. I don't know what there was along the goal line. Maybe some debris. And it looks like we're going to resume play here shortly, or are we not? There's being no effort made to clean up the slot there. And I don't know why all the standing around. What are they waiting for now? They're waiting for some more maintenance to be done, apparently. I'm not sure. But now they close the door and are ready for play. If all they were waiting for was to close the door, why didn't they tell them? Close the door. In or out, the air conditioning's running. Off the faceoff, Fort Wayne zone. Loose puck in the circle. Adam Lewis comes up with it. Lewis. Around to the near side. Plays it out towards center. Crew knocked it away. Massie got a shoulder into Virag, but Virag brings it up on the right side in front to Lewis. Lewis knocked away, and he's taken down, and a penalty coming up against the Mallards. So naturally, the Mallards can't do anything without a penalty being called. But Fort Wayne can bloody and injure Mallards players, and those don't get called. So I think we understand the course of events here so far. This will be a hooking call. And I believe I'm not sure who's going to go into the box. It'll be Tom Massie defending in front of the Mallards net. So now the Mallards will go shorthanded for the fourth time tonight. And the faceoff will be to the left of Rayner. Toporowski gives Bobby Stewart a friendly little shove before the faceoff as they line up. And now loose puck in the corner, Beauregard, pinned by Mills. Along the boards, Lawrence got it to the line, held in by Perrault. Over the left point, Venedam, wrist shot, blocked, comes loose, back to Venedam, over to Perrault with a shot, didn't get through. Rayner couldn't see where it was, but it hadn't gotten through. Lawrence without a stick, defending against Perrault. Now Chaulk, right point. Up top, Perrault. Sends it left circle, Venedam. Venedam fires and scores. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Komets. And Bobby Stewart takes a flopper behind the Mallards net. Well, it worked once for Bobby Stewart, and he'll see if he can get it to work again, as Toporowski takes a dive on the ice himself in front of the Mallards goal, as if to demonstrate what Stewart was doing. And now Toporowski is going to get run out. This may be a misconduct against Topper. Well, the Mallards players have been told, do not talk to John Searle. That he is a referee with a short fuse, and don't go talk to him. And Topper did more than talk. He gave a visual demonstration. And he's getting a 2-minute penalty as a result. So the Stewart dive doesn't get a penalty, but the Toporowski dive does. And now they're calling unsportsmanlike on Dylan Mills, who had the nerve, as assistant captain, to actually talk to the referee. Did I say unsportsmanlike? I meant a misconduct. Or was it called on Toporowski?
77, Kerry Toporowski, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. And at number 17, Dylan Mills, a 10-minute misconduct. Both penalties at 4:24 of the second. Quad City's penalties, number 7.
So Mills, who has, of course, the right to discuss calls with the referee as one of the Mallards' alternate captains, did so with John Searle, and as he walked away, he was assessed a 10-minute misconduct. So the Mallards will be without 2 of their best penalty-killing defensemen here on the penalty kill. And Coach Paul Gillis wants to know what's up. As trainer Mike Flandowski comes back out into the ice, having tended to Nick Ganga, but there's no sign of Nick Ganga. So Mike Hansen along the end boards and Nick Ganga in front of the Fort Wayne net have both been injured in this game. No penalties called in either of those incidents. And the Mallards, it looks like, can't even open their mouths without something being called.
Venedam. On the assist, number 21, Kelly Perrault. And number 91, Colin Chaulk. Time of goal, 4:24 of the second. Fort Wayne goal scored by 13. Venedam.
So it's Venedam from Perrault and Chaulk on the Fort Wayne power play goal that has made it 2-0. And Fort Wayne in another power play. Now Chaulk in across the line, offside, no call. Behind the net, Chaulk brings it around front, centers up for Perrault, shoots and scores. And it's 3-0 Komets. Well, the Mallards dug themselves out of a 3-0 hole on Thursday night. And they'll have to do it again tonight, as Mills continues to bark at referee John Searle from the penalty box. As the Komets have gotten a pair of power play goals in a 21-second span and lead by a score of 3-0. Venedam's goal was his 6th of the playoffs. Kelly Perrault picks up his 3rd.
Scored by number 21, Kelly Perrault. On the assist, number 91, Colin Chaulk, and number 10, David Alexander Beauregard. Time of goal, 4:45 of the second. Fort Wayne power play goal scored by 20.
And the Fort Wayne Komets have it in the Mallard zone. Chad Cabana knocked away by Mills, or rather Williams. Now played up the middle. Francisco knocked it down and sent it into the Fort Wayne zone. Mark Barlow from behind his own net brings it up. Barlow weaving his way, gives it up the left side to Massie. Massie takes it into the corner. Can't get past Quinnell, who's got him pinned there. Now Francisco dueling Chad Cabana for the puck. Clint Cabana all over the back of Massie, almost begging for a cross-checking penalty that doesn't come. Now from the point, Schmidt sends it into the corner. Loose puck. Virag with Clint Cabana on him. Centers one, and shooting and scoring is Michael Massie. And it's 4-0 Komets. 3 goals in less than a minute and a half for Fort Wayne. This time it's Massie on the one-timer. And the Mallards are down by 4. Second goal of the playoffs for Michael Massie. And it looks like Joe Dimmeline is getting ready to come in for the Mallards to make his first playoff appearance. Timeout. 14-18 to go in the second. 4-0 Fort Wayne on Q106.5.
Did you know that more than 4 million Americans would die each year without life-saving blood transfusions? Or that 1 out of every 3 people will need blood? Why do we always find out about statistics only after becoming one? Please, give blood. To donate, call Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center at 1-800-747-5401. Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. It's about life.
A standing ovation for Joe Dimmeline as he comes in goal for the first time in the playoffs.
Oh, Dimmeline!
And, you know what? Raynert probably would say he should have stopped a couple of those. They were good plays by Fort Wayne, but they weren't screen shots. As the Komets piling on here in the second period to take a 4-0 lead. So Dimmeline is in for the first time in the playoffs, and Raynert is out. And the Mallards have a huge hill to climb here. Off the faceoff, Massie.
23, Dustin Virag, and number 17, Chad Cabana. Time of goal, 5:42, the second.
All right, puck in the Fort Wayne zone. Kelly Perrault brings it out. Sends it out to Beauregard. Beauregard up the middle and in. Brings it to the right side. Now in the corner, Beauregard behind the net. Checked into the end boards by Toporowski. Hard hit there. Now Lewis into the left corner with Lawrence on his back. Lawrence sends him shoulder first into the boards. Now again behind the net. Lewis missed the puck. Massie gets it out to the line, and it makes it out to center. Now Chaulk. Got it over to Lewis. Lewis at the right point. Sends it across. Or Chaulk sends it in front. Lawrence knocked it away, but back to the point. Barlow with a wrist shot. Saved by Dimmeline. Rebound, backhand shot. Saved by Dimmeline. And he jumps on the rebound. So Dimmeline seeing some action here in his first playoff appearance. Tells the Komets to get that junk out of there. Fans, if you need to get your junk out of there, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK, North America's largest junk removal service. Locally owned with honest, affordable, upfront pricing and friendly on-time service. They do all the loading and cleanup. That's 1-800-GOT-JUNK. 13:25 to go, second period. Mallards trailing 4-0. Coach Paul Gillis hoping that changing goaltenders might give the Mallards a little bit of a spark here. As the all-time regular season and playoff wins leader, Joe Dimmeline now in net for the Mallards. Now Perrault up the right side. Bangs a shot long range. Saved by Lawson. Rebound in the right corner. Nadeau gets to the point. Quinnell. He sends it down deep. Prue and Perrault back there. Now loose puck along the goal line. Picked up by Fort Wayne. Ortmeyer gets it out to Chaulk. It bounced off his skate, but now it's cleared out to center. Clint Cabana along the boards to Prue. Sends it across. Knocked away by Stewart. Bobby Stewart up the left side. 2-on-1 with Severson. Stewart in the circle. Shooting. Save. Rebound. They score. On the rebound, they got it, I think, deflected off of one of the Mallards defenders or perhaps off of Dimmeline and into the net. And it's now 5-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. So disaster has struck in the form of 4 Komets goals here in the second period. And with 12:49 remaining in the second, it's 5-0 in favor of the Komets.
Komets goal scored by number 7, Bobby Stewart, unassisted at 7:11 of the second. Fort Wayne goal scored by 7, Stewart, unassisted at 7.
And what that means, why it's unassisted, is because it went off the Mallard. Now in the Mallard zone, Toporowski. Got it to Massie. Massie skates up the right side, gives it up to Francisco. Back to Massie. Dashing into the corner, now behind the net. Massie, double team, puck knocked away. In the corner, Francisco. Behind the net, Dufour. In front, Williams with a backhander, save by Lawson. As Tom Lawson has frustrated the Mallards every time they've had a good scoring chance, and that was a good scoring chance. Williams had 2 pokes at it from close range, and Lawson stopped them both. And it's 5-0 in favor of the Komets. They've outshot the Mallards 7-4. Here in the second period, they've scored on 4 of those 7 shots. Now face off in the Fort Wayne zone. Virag and Tony Lawrence. In the corner, Perrault. Sends it out the near side. And out to center. Clint Cabana puts this one through the middle. No one there. Icing, I believe, coming up. And it is called. Eventually, slow whistle. That gave Timmons the opportunity to bump Perrault, and Perrault pushes back, and the linesman has to separate them. So it's all gone the way of the Fort Wayne Komets here in the second period. We came into the second with a 1-0 Fort Wayne lead. Now it's 5-0 as they scored 4 times in a span of less than 3 minutes. And Bobby Stewart, now with his second of the night, has 10 goals in the postseason. Virag and Nadeau for the face-off of the Mallard zone. In the corner for Toporowski. Topper plays it around to the far side. Now it bounces to the line. Nadeau will get it out. Nadeau up the middle of Prue. Right side now to Firmoil. Firmoil sets up, shoots one, saved by Lawson. Stopped it with the stick and covered it up for a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. For your internet connection, make sure you have a locally owned company with a solid record of reliable service and great customer support. That company is Internet Express, professional, friendly, and reliable. Call 736-8000 or visit netexpress.net. Internet Express, internet service provider for the Quad City Mallards. Face off to the left of Lawson. Back to the point, Cabana. Fires it, deflected up high. Rebound, left side, Williams. Sends it behind the net. Ortmeyer gets there. Banged from behind by Dufour. Loose puck behind the net. Francisco in front. It's kicked wide by Williams. Williams, a wraparound, got taken down, and a penalty coming up against Fort Wayne, I think. And it is against Fort Wayne. For tripping on Mark Barlow. 8:31 is the time of that call. And it'll give the Mallards the power play for the 5th time tonight. 5-0 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets with 11:29 to go in the second period in Game 4 of this championship series. Up top now, poked away from Massie by Severson, and down the ice it goes. Now Quinnell will start out from behind the Mallards' goal. Dishes right side to Massie with some room up on the wing. Massie shoots one and a save by Lawson. Got him right in the midsection. And a face-off coming in the Fort Wayne zone. Fireworks Coffee House and Pottery Painted by You is truly unique. Stop in for a specialty coffee or a delicious baked treat and stay to paint a vase, mug, or pottery of your choice. That's Fireworks Coffee House and Pottery Painted by You, corner of 16th Street and Avenue of the Cities in Moline. Their number is 762-2224. Their website is fireworksmoline.com. To the right point, Massie winds, fires, and knocked down in traffic. Puck in the right corner, Quinnell behind the net to Prue. Prue along the goal line. In front, one-timer, Quinnell. It doesn't get to the net. Now on the left side, Quinnell chased it down. Perrault in the way. Gibson knocked it away to Prue behind the goal. Prue out front to Massie with some room for a shot off the leg of Stewart. Nadeau holds it in. Nadeau shoots one in front. Loose puck and smothered by Big Tom Lawson. And Lawson, I don't know what he was doing there, pounding the ice. Is he hurt? Bobby Stewart is hurt after taking a block shot off the leg. And now Lawson is hurt, or so it would appear. And a slashing call is whistled against the Mallards and against Bobby Quinnell. So Quinnell for slashing. Now that time I will say that Bobby Stewart is not faking anything. He took a block shot, a slap shot off of his leg. And during the stoppage here, he's testing it out to see if he can continue. And for now, Bobby Stewart is going to go to the bench. So cancel out the remainder of the Mallards' power play on the slashing penalty against Bob Quinnell, and we'll skate 4-on-4 with 10:44 remaining in the second period.
Quinnell, 2 minutes for slashing at 9:16 of the second.
Adam Lewis gets the puck cleared. It'll roll slowly into the Mallard zone. Clint Cabana back to pick it up. Now Cabana. Into the corner, Dufour. Back to Cabana. Over to Perrault. Still deep in the Mallard zone. Back behind the net again to Cabana. Now Dufour. He'll skate it out. Dufour dumps it into the right corner. Perrault chasing. Got a stick on it. Puck pops in the air. Comes down behind the net. High sticks a flying. Play continues. Williams near side. Put a check on it. The puck is cleared. All the way to Cabana in the Mallard zone. Out to Perrault with Lewis pressuring. Shades of Thursday night. Now Williams with a shot blocked. Williams with a rebound left circle. Fires and a glove save by Lawson. As Dufour was taken down. And we'll have a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. Mallards operating with only 8 forwards because of injuries to Mike Hansen and Nick Ganga during tonight's game. And you can still see what happened to Nick Ganga because his blood is still in the slot in front of the Fort Wayne net. He brought out the shovel and they didn't clean it up. Now face-off in the Fort Wayne zone between Chaulk and Francisco. And Ortmeyer has it, circling behind the Fort Wayne goal. Komets to get a brief power play in a moment. Ortmeyer knocked down by Gibson, who then is tripped up by Ortmeyer. Shot from the right side, Francisco save. Rebound, loose in the corner. Now behind the net, picked up by Perrault. Now another loose puck. Played around behind the net to Ortmeyer. Ortmeyer gets it cleared out to center to Chaulk, and now the Fort Wayne Komets are on the power play. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Chaulk comes up with it. In on left wing. Knocked down by Lawrence. He takes a flopper, Chaulk does. Nothing called. Round to the far side. Tangled up in the referee's skates. Gibson gets hold of it and clears it. Tony Lawrence will chase Kelly Perrault deep into the Fort Wayne zone. Perrault bounces it out to center, but Timmons is there. And Timmons will try to skate it back in, but it's poked away. Beauregard up the right wing to Stewart. Stewart sends it in front. Beauregard with a one-timer save by Dimmeline. Toporowski knocks down Chaulk in the corner, and a penalty coming up on Topper. As Chaulk goes crumpled down to the ice. And a trainer comes running out onto the ice. Oh, gee, now that the penalty's been called, Colin Chaulk is all of a sudden a lot better. All of a sudden, he's up and skating off to the bench. As soon as he knew that the penalty had been called against the Mallards. Well, you can talk about penalties all you want, but the Mallards have themselves to blame tonight for giving Fort Wayne too many chances. Not that the calls were all going the Mallards' way, but with the Mallards' lack of success on the power play, not a good idea to trade man advantages with the Fort Wayne Komets. So Fort Wayne will have a 2-man advantage for 7 seconds.
27, Kerry Toporowski. 2 minutes for roughing at 11:09 of the second.
And the puck behind the goal line. Cabana. Out front now, Ortmeyer. Left side, Virag. Mallards get 1 man back. Perrault whips it around the boards. It deflects to Clint Cabana. He's got the opening, and he clears it down the ice. So now Fort Wayne on a standard 5-on-4 power play here with 8.5 to go in the second period. Off the right side, Massie. Massie in. Puts it in front for a backhander save by Dimmeline. Rebound, Williams couldn't clear it. Massie in the right circle. Williams took it away and cleared it down the ice. Lawson comes out to play it. Sends it out to Barlow. Barlow flips it into the Mallard zone. Clint Cabana back to go get it. Plays it off the glass. Barlow knocked it down. Loose puck on the near boards. Williams got it cleared. And down in the Fort Wayne zone. Now Perrault gets it out to Stewart. Up the middle. On a deflection to Beauregard in the left circle. Drop pass. Massie knocked it away. Virag gets it back, or rather Venedam, but Prue knocks it out to center. Now Perrault. Rink wide on a bounce to Stewart. Dimmeline comes way out, knocks it away, but a shot and a score. Dimmeline came out and knocked the puck away, but it came right to Colin Chaulk, and he fired it into the open net for a 6-0 Fort Wayne advantage. .12:20 the time of the goal. Third power play tally of the game for the Komets. And it is a blowout here at the mark. And not the way you want to see it if you're a Mallards fan. And a timeout from the mark. 7:40 to go in the second. 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
For a feast for your family and a whole lot more, head to the Golden Corral in Davenport. Golden Corral's lunch buffet is just $5.49 and available Monday through Saturday. Every night after 4 p.m., enjoy their steak buffet for just $7.99. Saturday and Sunday, stop in for their breakfast buffet till 11 a.m. Gift certificates make the perfect present for that hard-to-buy person on your Christmas list. They're just the right size for that stocking hanging over the mantel, too. Be on the lookout for the Power Lunch, coming soon to Golden Corral. Golden Corral, across from Super Target on Elmore Avenue, Davenport.
Mallards find themselves in a 6-0 hole here on their own home ice with 7:40 remaining in the second period. As the latest goal by Colin Chaulk. And the face-off coming up at center ice. And there is an infant in the back of Section 104 who is crying uncontrollably. Obviously, she knows the score.
Scored by number 91, Colin Chaulk. On the assist, number 21, Kelly Perrault. And number 13, Sean Venedam. Time of goal, 12:20 of the second. Fort Wayne, power play goal.
And it's their third power play goal of the night, and it's 6-0. Now in the corner, Dufour trying to dig it loose with Francisco. Francisco around behind the net, but Virag will track it down. Now Virag will get it out to Adam Lewis. Lewis up the left side and in with two Mallards back. Lewis turns back in the corner. Now gives it off to Severson. He'll play it behind the net. Massie comes up with it for the Mallards. And Massie taps it up along the boards, and down the ice it goes off the stick of Ortmeyer. Mallards will chase. Timmons. Ortmeyer plays it around, rather Barlow plays it around in the near side. Ganga back in action for the Mallards. He sends it into the corner. Barlow clears it, and icing coming up against Fort Wayne. Touched up by Clint Cabana. Heartfelt values, selfless service, duty, honor, and country. The Army National Guard has always answered the call in war and peace. Most Guard members serve 1 week in a month and 2 weeks per year. Join the team, become a part of something greater than yourself. In the Army National Guard, you can. Call today, 1-800-GO-GUARD. 6-0 Komets with 6:30 to go in the second period. Shots on goal hardly overwhelming. Actually 10-9 in favor of the Mallards here in period number 2. But the Komets with goals on 5 of their 9 shots. And now Eade fiddling around with the puck deep in his own end. Able to take it into the corner. Ganga hammers him to the board. Fort Wayne gets it cleared as the Terran is knocked into the Mallards bench by Timmons. Now Clint Cabana gets it over to Toporowski. Out to Timmons. He'll send it in on a second try right under the stick of Schmidt, who clears it out, and we got a whistle. And the Mallards were offside all the way along. So Ganga missed about half of the second period, but is now back in. Mike Hansen, who was injured in the first period, has not returned. But the Mallards are back to 9 forwards now. 6:04 to go in the second period. Ortmeyer bounces it along to Massie up the left side and in. Turns back at the point. Sends it into the corner. Now Quinnell clears it to the line, and a whistle, and not sure what we got there. I think it may have touched someone along the Fort Wayne bench, and so whistled down by the linesman, John Morrison. Mallards hockey brought to you in part by Iowa Wireless, home of Mega Talk. Stop by Iowa Wireless at North Park or South Park Mall and check out Mega Talk. Talk all you want all the time with unlimited local minutes from Mega Talk and Iowa Wireless. Puck sent in by Ortmeyer. Quinnell has it behind the Quad City goal. Now Quinnell off to his right, Perrault. Up the middle, off the skate of Williams. Francisco picks it up, brings it in right side. Gets knocked down by Ortmeyer. Francisco hurt as he crashed into the board. Down the left corner, Perrault. And Williams fighting for it. Gibson came on for the injured Francisco. Now a shot by Quinnell, stick save. Rebound, Fort Wayne's got it. And they clear it down into the Mallards zone. Quinnell racing back. And gets it out to center. Now Gibson up the right side. Gibson in the circle. Gibson in front with a shot off the post and out. And on the rebound, Gibson puts it in front and Lawson stops it and covers it up. So the best the Mallards can do is Gibson hitting a post. And that's kind of the way the night has gone for the Quad City Mallards. Stop at Quick Shop for gas, groceries, snacks, and beverages. There are more than 15 convenient Quick Shop locations in the Quad Cities, all with friendly service and all with everything you need when it's time for a big party. That's KWIK Quick Shop. Make it your next stop. Face-off coming now in the circle to the right of Tom Lawson. Back to the point, Toporowski. Mills back on for the Mallards after his 10-minute misconduct. Right corner now, Prue with Perrault on his back. Prue still working it. Plays it around end, but no Mallards are on the near side. Eade sends it down length of the ice, and this will get an icing call. And a face-off coming back in the Fort Wayne zone. The Mel Foster Company has had the same motto since 1921, do more for more results. And that's exactly what they do, more. When you list your home with Mel Foster Company, it'll be on the weekly TV show, as well as advertised in newspapers, in magazines, and on the internet. When you list your home with the Mel Foster Company, you get results. Mallards in grave danger of going down 3-1 in this championship series. They're trailing 6-0 with 4:38 to go in the second period. Now Perrault behind the Fort Wayne net. Sends it along the glass. Cabana holds it in. Shoots one, blocked by Chaulk. Chaulk clears it to center. Massie catches up with it. Sends it up the middle of Ganga, who deflects it all the way in on net. Lawson stops it. Puts it behind the goal. Played out the near side. Clint Cabana with a shot off the glove of Lawson, but it went wide. Now Ganga fighting for it on the far boards with Chaulk. Still a scramble for the puck. Timmins is there as well. Timmins. Now Ganga. Now at the point, Massie moves the puck to the center. Massie makes a move into the circle. Massie takes it behind the net and brings it around in the right circle. And Massie still with the puck in the right corner. A Mallard gets dumped. That's Ganga. Play continues. Massie in front for Timmins off his skate. Massie sends it behind the net to Lawrence. Lawrence out front off the stick of Lawson. Still a loose puck on the right circle. Lawrence tracks it down in the corner. Goes behind the net to Francisco. Wrap around. Lawson knocked it away. And behind the net again. Francisco out in the circle. Loose puck. Fort Wayne has it. Bobby Stewart sends it through the neutral zone. And Quinnell tracks it down. Stewart and Lawrence look like they might want to get something going. Here come the Mallards now. Dufour up the middle. Dishes right side to Francisco. Back in front, and it goes right through the skates to Dufour. Left side, Quinnell. Into the corner. Virag comes up with it. Got it to Lewis. And Lewis sends it length of the ice. Perrault will touch it up for icing. Feeling awful? Have a falafel. The best of Mediterranean cuisine is at Venetian Cafe Express, including gyros, garlic chicken, and tasty hummus sandwiches. Call ahead and have your order ready when you arrive. 355-2555. Fax ordering available too. Venetian Cafe Express on Grant Street, just barely east of the I-74 bridge in Bettendorf. 3:06 to go in the second period. Mallards trailing 6-0. The change of goaltenders did not stem the tide, as two of the goals have come off of Joe Dimmeline, who replaced Jeff Raynert when the score became 4-0 at the 5:42 mark of the period. Now Lawson, having gotten a drink of water, is back between the pipes for Fort Wayne. Off the draw, Schmidt behind the net. Mills on him. Schmidt gets it around the far side to Beauregard. Beauregard bounces it rink wide. Stevens catches up with it in the corner. Stevens leaves it there, and Nadeau picks up the loose puck. Nadeau working his way out of the zone. Nadeau up the left side, sends it in. Behind the net, Schmidt plays it far side to Beauregard. He'll clear it. It went off at Toporowski, so there'll be no icing. Fort Wayne changing on the play. Topper takes it behind the net, plays it off the near boards. Prue has it for the Mallards with no pressure. Brings it out to center. Prue and across the line. Prue brings it right side. Backhands one in front as he fell. Nadeau couldn't reach it. Barlow gets it in the corner to Venedam. Rink wide to the near side to Chad Cabana, who gets it out to center, and Clint Cabana intercepts the puck and brings it back into the Mallard zone. Over to Mills. Up the middle to Lawrence. Backhander to Ganga, knocked away in the neutral zone by Venedam. Now Timmons sends it in for the Mallards. Ortmeyer plays it around to the far side. Be held in by Massie. Turns, shoots. That's wide. Blind shot there. Timmons behind the net. Ganga in front. Knocked away nicely by Ortmeyer. Puck to the near side. It went off the... Looked like it got into the eye of Timmons. And Timmons goes off to the bench. Now up the right side. Chad Cabana in behind the net. Massie on the left side in the circle. Massie puts it in front. It's knocked away. Rebound, right point, Eade. Sends it into the corner. Chad Cabana taken down by Massie. Play continues. Massie on the near board. Now Cabana. Chad Cabana behind the net. Massie puts the shoulder into him and takes the puck away. Gets it up along the boards and into the Fort Wayne bench for a faceoff. Timeout, 1:11 to go in the second. 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
Business banking is knowing local businesses in the community they serve. At Bank Orient, they've been building relationships with area businesses for over a century. Bank Orient lending officers know that your success is their success, and they offer a full range of commercial products and services to help your business prosper. Contact Bank Orient in Moline, Orion, or Cambridge and discover the service that provides financial performance again and again.
Bobby Stewart sends the puck in for Fort Wayne. Bob Quinnell with it. Now under a minute to go in the second period. John Francisco brings it out. Knocked away. Severson sends it in. Bouncing to Dimmeline. And he'll close on it and cover it up for the faceoff. Well, Fort Wayne, they like to stymie your offensive rush by grabbing and holding you up at or just outside of the blue line. And, of course, Fort Wayne going to keep doing that now that they've piled up this big lead. And I think the Mallards are going to find it very tough to establish an offensive game here. Now face off to the left of Joe Dimmeline. In the corner, Toporowski. Topper. Far side to Gibson. And he'll clear it on the backhand off the glove of Eade. Eade clears it out of the Fort Wayne zone. Nadeau tried to send it in. That was deflected. Now Chaulk moves in left wing with a shot. Glove saved by Dimmeline. And he hangs on to it for the faceoff, which will be in the Mallard zone. 28.4 seconds remaining in the second period. And it is 6-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Mallards have actually outshot the Komets 13-10 in this second period, but the Komets have scored 5 times. Now Virag and Nadeau. Mills plays it around into Prue. Prue takes it behind the Mallards' goal. Gets away from Lewis. Up the middle. Loose puck sent back in by Schmidt. Dimmeline leaves it for Toporowski with 12 seconds left. Topper to Nadeau. Nadeau will get it out of the zone. Stevens trying to send it back in. It pops in the air to the glove of Mills with 3 seconds. Drops it to Toporowski. And that'll do it for the second period. It's too far, and it's icing against Fort Wayne. Shots on goal through the first 2 periods. 21 for the Mallards, 24 for the Komets. Power plays. The Komets were 3 out of 4 in the second period. and are now 3 for 7 for the game, while the Mallards are 0 for 5. Now Venedam and Ado in the Fort Wayne zone. Joe Dimmeline remains in goal for the Mallards. He replaced Raynert during the second period. Now Cabana gets the puck cleared, but it goes out of play. And they'll face it off back in the Fort Wayne zone. 19:39 remaining here in period 3, and the Mallards trailing 6-0 in game 4 of the Colonial Cup Championship Series. So in all likelihood, we will go back to Fort Wayne with the Komets having a chance to close it out tomorrow night. Face-off in the Komet zone. Now Perrault behind the Fort Wayne net. Holds it there. He's got nothing to do but kill time. Now Francisco pressures. He gets it away to Venedam. Knocks it out to center. Cabana gets it over to Massie. Back to Cabana. Off the boards and out. Sean Venedam sends it in. Massie behind the net. And brings it up. Massie fires it long range. High off the glass to the far side. Francisco knocks it deep. Now Ortmeyer out of the corner. And he sends it down the length of the ice. Icing has been signaled. Clint Cabana will track down the puck and touches it up to bring the face-off back into the Fort Wayne zone. The Quad City International Airport, your low-cost airport for eastern Iowa and western Illinois, with 6 major airlines to 9 hubs, including Atlanta, Denver, Chicago, and Cincinnati, with hundreds of connection possibilities. Check out the new website at qcairport.com. The Quad City International Airport, it's getting easier to get there from here. Face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. Colin Chaulk, Tony Lawrence, ready for the draw. Back to the point to Mills. Fires a shot, and it went wide. Puck comes out to center, and all the way down now into the Mallard zone. Icing waved off. Mills back behind the net. Hits it up the middle to Lawrence. Taps it out to center. Barlow sends it to the Quad City line, and it's knocked into the zone by Josh Tataryn. Now cleared out to Ganga. Ganga sends it in. Around to the far side. Lawrence. And Timmons along the boards. Timmons comes away with the puck. Got it back to the point to Mills. Rich shot by Mills. It goes wide. Rebound to the near side. Beauregard taps it to the line. Toporowski floats one in off the end boards. Not sure what the objective there was. Tataryn on the far side. Ganga going after it. Knocks Tataryn down. Lawrence with a shot. Blocked in front by Bart Stevens. And Stevens sends it out to his left past Beauregard. Topper plays it back the other way. Icing was waved off. Lawson comes out to play to the near side to Beauregard. Out to center off the stick of Severson deep into the Mallard zone. Quinnell plays it around end to Furmoil. Gets it out to Gibson. Gibson floats one in on a bounce to Lawson, and he covers up for the faceoff. For all your personal and business banking, count on Valley Bank. Valley Bank has 9 locations. The newest one now open at 3455 Avenue of the Cities in Moline. Valley Bank always has free checking and free ATMs. See a sales associate for details. It's always a great day at Valley Bank. 17:37 to go. Mallards trail 6-0. About to go down 3-1 in this championship series. Virag and Williams on the faceoff. To the far boards. Knocked in the corner by Quinnell. Eade plays it around the far side, and it'll bounce to center. Andy Furmoil goes back to get it. Furmoil over to Quinnell. Up the left side. Dufour in across the blue line. Sends it deep into the right corner. Perrault knocks it out of there. And this will hop and skip and jump down the ice, and it'll be icing against Fort Wayne. Ranfelt Family Chiropractic is the team chiropractor of the Quad City Mallards. Mallards fans get an exam for only $25 by bringing in your ticket stub. Ranfelt Family Chiropractic, making a world of difference in your family's health care. Now 17:08 to go in the third period. 6-0, the Komets on top. 24-22, the shots in favor of Fort Wayne. Venedam and Lawrence in the circle to the left of Lawson, ready for the faceoff. And it's Barlow along the near boards. Timmons crashing in, knocks it away. Clint Cabana at the line, sends it behind the net. Tony Lawrence with Timmons back there. Timmons trying to fight off Barlow, gets knocked down, got it back to the point. Massie with a shot, save Lawson, puck pops in the air in the slot, bouncing into the right corner now. Ortmeyer gets hammered by Timmons, but gets the puck clear to center. Massie flips it back in. Barlow brings it out. Up the right side, Venedam in across the line. Venedam with a wrist shot, kick save by Dimmeline into the corner. And Massie brings it out. Massie out to Perrault. Perrault up the right side, poked away and cleared. Clint Cabana backs up into the Mallard zone. Gets it out to Perrault. Across ice to Gibson. Gibson moves in. Gibson left circle with a shot wide. Rebound alongside the net, and Lawson covers it up as Nadeau was poking his stick at it. And now Nadeau back behind the net with some pushing and shoving with Kevin Schmidt, and a penalty is going to be called. Timeout, 16:13 to go. 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
Classic Hits Q106.5 welcomes Boston. Coming to the Mark of the Quad Cities Wednesday, July 16th. Tickets are on sale now at the Mark box office and through Ticketmaster. And listen for your chance to score free tickets from Q106.5. It's Boston at the Mark. From your concert station, Classic Hits, Q106.5.
Mallards on their sixth power play of the game. Bob Quinnell with a wrist shot deflected up high and into the right corner. Now on the near side, Williams pries it loose. Williams comes back to the point. Down low to Dufour. Dufour in front with a shot save. Rebound off the outside of the net. Schmidt gets hammered. Williams in front with a shot save. Rebound Dufour, and it goes right through the crease. And Virag comes out with it for Fort Wayne. And sends it down the length of the ice. Dimmeline leaves it for Massie. Massie brings it up the middle, in across the blue line. Got tripped up, and the puck is clear down the length of the ice. Dimmeline leaves it for Perrault. Perrault starting from behind the Mallards' goal. Gets it off to his left. Out to center. Perrault intercepted it. Now Perrault again. Up the right side, knocked away by Venedam. Venedam walks in at left point. Venedam puts it in front for Beauregard, who's hammered down by Ganga, and he can't get the shot on net. Mills picks up the loose puck. Out to Timmons. Right side to Ganga. In across the line. Ganga drops it back to the left point. Lawrence fires a shot deflected. Loose in front. Timmons a backhander wide. Puck to the far side. Lawrence can't keep it away from Chaulk, who gets it down the length of the ice. 32 seconds on the Mallards' power play. Perrault sends it in. Ganga back to Mills with a shot deflected up high. Rebound to the near side. Now Perrault at the point. Bounces one in front. Schmidt got it off his skate and got it to Chaulk, who clears it to center. Now Perrault bangs in the hard shot off the glove of Lawson. Loose in the circle, but Schmidt clears it the length of the ice to almost kill off the Mallards' power play. Now Gibson. Up the middle to Clint Cabana, poked away by Virag. Power play ends as the puck is bounced into the Mallard zone. 14:10 to play. Mallards trailing 6-0. Now around to the far side. To Tarrant and Cabana with a good collision there. They send the puck on net, the Komets do. Dimmeline the easy save. Massie out to Nadeau, hops over his stick. To Tarrant tracks it down. Back in the Fort Wayne zone, Ortmeyer gets it to Severson, who sends it into the Mallards end. Clint Cabana back in the corner. Wheels it around behind the net. Past Massie to Perrault. Takes an elbow. Loose puck in front. Virag with a shot up high off the glass. Rebound to Gibson. Gibson will skate it quickly up the left side and in. Gibson making a move around Perrault. Tripped up, no call. Rebound. Massie in the circle. Massie across to Perrault. Steps up. Puts it in front. One-timer save by Lawson. Great save by the Fort Wayne goaltender. He slid across and knocked away the Williams one-timer. Now Gibson puts it in front. Loose puck and Lawson dives on it. We got a penalty coming up. And Perrault is going to town with Kelly Perrault. Knocked his helmet off. And a linesman gets in between quickly and keeps Hugo away. So a penalty or penalties coming up here. Timeout, 13:17 to go in the third. 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
Q106.5 welcomes Def Leppard. Coming to the Mark of the Quad Cities on Wednesday, June 18th. Tickets are on sale now at the Mark box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, or online at www.ticketmaster.com. And listen to Q106.5 as we get closer to the show for your chance to score more free tickets. Def Leppard at the Mark. Another great show coming to town courtesy of your concert station. Classic Hits, Q106.5.
Players going to cool off in the Crawford Company Heating and Cooling penalty box. If you need to warm up or cool off, call Crawford Company at 788-4573. It'll be a Mallards power play.
21, Kelly Perrault. 2 minutes for holding and 2 minutes for roughing at 6:43 of the third.
Dufour with a shot from the side. It goes right through.
Hugo Brew, 2 minutes for roughing at 6:43.
And here come the Komets shorthanded. Venedam up top. Now skates it back out to center and drops it back to Ortmeyer as the Komets kill time. Ortmeyer sends the puck flying down the ice. So Perrault holding and roughing. Prue for roughing. Josh Tataryn serving a penalty for Fort Wayne. Up the right side, Dufour. Into the corner, along the board. Sends it alongside the net, and Lawson will cover it up. And after the play, Barlow goes up behind Ganga and grabs him by the face. All Nick Ganga did was stand there after the play was over. And Barlow gave him the face wash from behind. Not rising to the level of a penalty call. Face-off will be in the Fort Wayne zone. 12:42 to go in the third. It's 6-0 in favor of the Komets. Face-off in the circle to the left of Tom Lawson. Chaulk and Lawrence. Loose puck. Timmons back to Quinnell, right point. Quinnell steps up, fires the puck, save Lawson. He hangs on. Dale Snap Company is your best source for van rentals. Check out Dale Snap Company in Bettendorf. They have a fine selection of minivans, cargo vans, conversion vans, and 15-passenger vans. Plan your next Mallards road trip by calling Dale Snap Company at 359-0311. Virag and Lawrence for the face-off to the left of Tom Lawson. Into the corner, Timmons. Taps it off the boards, back to Quinnell. Along the wall, Timmons, right side. Timmons steps back, looks for room, goes low to Gibson. Gibson in the circle. Across to Francisco in front. Timmons on the deflection, couldn't get a shot away. Tied up by Ortmeyer. Now behind the net. Lawrence trying to get it in front, knocked away. Timmons in the left corner. Back to the point, Francisco. Sends it low to Lawrence. In front, and it missed Gibson. And the puck comes back into the Mallard zone. Now Francisco up the right side and in. Francisco shooting one, save. Rebound. Flips off the boards. Lawrence will hold it in. Lawrence steps up, fires, deflected wide. And Stewart gets to the rebound and clears it down the length of the ice. Dimmeline leaves it for Williams. 25 seconds on the power play. Intercepted in the neutral zone by Chaulk. He'll back it up into his own end, and he'll let Barlow send it down the length of the ice. Massie has it. Deep in the Mallard zone. Massie brings it up. Straight up the middle. Fires it. Wide of the net. Dufour in the deflection. Fires it. Save. Rebound. Stewart's got it. And Stewart will clear it. On a couple of hops to Dimmeline, the power play is over. Massie up the right side to Dufour, who sends it in deep. Around to the left corner. Ganga is there. Double team. Working on Massie. Loose puck. Back to the point. Mills. Wrist shot deflected on. Save. Rebound. Loose in front. Still loose. Still loose. Williams trying to get a hold of it. Now Massie. Turns in the left circle. Massie steps in. Puts it in front. Save. Rebound. Lawson covers it. Pushing and shoving. Ganga is being horse-collared and double-teamed behind the Fort Wayne goal. And finally the linesmen step in. And we have a stoppage in play with 10:50 remaining in the third period. Modern Woodmen of America Quack Pack members are invited to the postseason party at Putnam Around, Wednesday, May 21st from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Members get a free round of golf and a bucket of balloons for Water Wars, while families get a discount. If there's no member of the Mallards official club for kids in your family, join the Quack Pack. Call 764-7825 for all the details. Mallards have outshot the Komets 10-2 here in the third period, aided by a pair of power plays, but still no score for the Mallards. Up top, Perrault with a blast wide. Rebound in the circle, loose for a moment, but Chad Cabana comes up with it and sends it out and down into the Mallard zone. It'll be icing against Fort Wayne. Get a free PCS phone from Sprint along with $100 in instant savings, now with qualifying credit and activation of new line of service. And now for just $45 a month, get 500 anytime minutes, unlimited PCS to PCS calling, unlimited night and weekend minutes, nationwide long distance, every minute, every day. 2-year PCS Advantage agreement required. See a Sprint store for details. Venedam and Nadeau ready for the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. 10:37 to go in the third period. 6-0 Komets. Perrault, left point, across the Perrault, one-timer blocked. High slot, Barlow gets it out to center. Perrault wheels around at his blue line, steps up, now sends it in deep. Around behind the Fort Wayne net. Barlow brings it out. Sends it off the referee. Sent back in by Perrault. Crowd cheers, the referee getting clipped by the puck. Chad Cabana gets it to center. Fires a long shot off the end board. Perrault tracks it down as the Komets change. Ganga across to Timmons. Brings it up the middle and in. Timmons in the circle. Poked away by Schmidt. Timmons shoves him to the boards. Virag takes it around behind. Back to the left point, Mills. Wrister gets blocked. Beauregard brings it out. 2-on-3, but Beauregard with the wheels. Beauregard trying to get through Colonial and does, and a save by Dimmeline. Rebound. Round to the near side. Ganga tied up with Virag. Beauregard in the corner, lets it go behind the net. Mills picks it up. Deflected out front. Severson couldn't get a shot away. Timmons gets it out to Mills. Mills up the middle and in. Mills to the right circle. Backhands it behind the net. Ganga got a stick on it, but it comes loose. Stevens can't get it. Bounce to the line. Massie, right point, sends it along the boards to do 4. And a penalty is coming up against the Mallards. And now some pushing and shoving in front of the Fort Wayne goal. Ganga is in the middle of it. I assume it's a Mallards penalty because they stopped play with Quad City in control of the puck. And Tony Lawrence heads off to the penalty box. Timeout from the mark. 9:15 to go in the third. 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
Classic Hits Q106.5 and KLJB Fox 18 present the Bernie Mac Sweepstakes. Wednesday, after that 70s show on American Idol, watch a full hour of the Bernie Mac show starting at 8. And now through Wednesday, Dave Shropshire is giving away qualifying prize packs featuring a portable cooler full of snacks and the Ice Age DVD. Then on Thursday, we'll draw for the grand prize, an AudioBox mobile DVD player, and a collection of great DVDs. Listen for your chance to call in and win from KLJB Fox 18 and Q106.5.
Tony Lawrence gets called for interference with 9:15 to go in the third. The Komets will have their 8th power play of the game. They're 3 for 7 so far. Stay tuned following tonight's game for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. We'll have the complete recap. We'll talk live with Coach Gillis, and we'll bring you the play-by-play highlights, including the Good Hands play of the game. The Allstate Insurance post-game show is presented by the Polly McDowell and Del Newton agencies. Well, first things first, the Mallards have to get a Good Hands play of the game, because it's been all Komets tonight. 6-0 in favor of Fort Wayne. Face-off will be coming up just outside of the Fort Wayne line, with the Mallards short-handed with Tony Lawrence in the penalty box. It's played into the Fort Wayne zone by Quad City. Kelly Perrault has it. Now Venedam brings it out. All the way up the left side and in. Venedam into the corner. Sets up there. Back to Beauregard, whose one-timer gets deflected up high over the duck line. And they've got those, I don't know what you call them, mini suites or whatever they are, being constructed there above the duck line. It looks like they've got the seats in now. So that construction project is moving right along. Now face-off coming up in the circle to the right of Joe Dimmeline. 1:44 left in the Fort Wayne power play. Now Venedam up top. Swings it left side to Chaulk. Across to Perrault. Down the right side of Chaulk in a circle. Down low, Stewart. Stewart along the goal line. In front for the one-timer, Beauregard with a shot. It goes up high. And the puck is out of play. Well, if the Mallards win tomorrow night, join us Monday at Old Chicago in Bettendorf for a Championship Series edition of Duck Talk. Get autographs and talk Mallards hockey with the players and Coach Paul Gillis. Win free playoff tickets. Fine food, great service, and satellite TV sports at Old Chicago. Spruce Hills Drive and Utica Ridge Road just off I-74. That's Duck Talk, Monday from 7 till 8. Face off outside the Mallards line. Quad City controls. Back to Massie. Mallards on the penalty kill. Massie will skate it out to center and dump it into the Fort Wayne zone. Venedam drops it back to Kelly Perrault. Now Venedam up the left side. Bounces it into the Mallard zone. Chaulk chasing. Can't quite get around the dough, but gets it in the circle to Stewart. Sends it in front, but Massie intercepted. Massie flips it up the right side. Venedam knocked it down and has it in the Fort Wayne zone. Stewart sets up, fires a shot. Dimmeline, the glove save. As Clint Cabana dumped Stewart as he let the puck go. And a face-off coming up in the Mallard zone. Fairfield Inn across from South Park Mall in Moline is the host hotel, the Quad City Mallards, that features an indoor pool and hot tub. The Fairfield Inn on Kimberly Road in Davenport is conveniently located right next to I-74. Many restaurants nearby, both locations. One easy toll-free number for Fairfield Inns in Moline and Davenport. It's 800-228-2800. Face off in the Mallard zone. 51 to go on the Fort Wayne power play. Now clock moving again. 8:03 to go in the game. Ortmeyer at the left point. Over to Barlow. Back up top to Ortmeyer. In the circle, Virag. In front, one-timer. Chad Cabana save by Dimmeline. Got it between the pads, and the whistle blows to stop play and bring up another face-off in the Quad City zone. Purchase or renew Mallard season tickets for 2003-2004 and enter a season ticket holder-only drawing to win one of 3 valuable prize packages. The grand prize includes a free LASIK eye surgery from Birdie Eye Clinic and 2 free airline tickets to anywhere in the U.S. Payment plans as low as $22.75 a month. For all the details, call 764-7825 or visit QCMallards.com. Off the face-off, Gibson has it behind the net. Gets some room and fires it down the length of the ice. Lawson will stop it behind his own goal. Prue runs into Lawson and no call. Ortmeyer up the middle. Dishes on the left side of Barlow. In front right through the crease. Puck will carry him all the way out to center. I think Prue is just out there hunting. And now, oh, what a dive by Michael Massie. Massie came up behind Prue, hooked him from behind with a stick, and then fell face first on the ice. Yeah, but they're going to call Prue for a penalty as well. Massie into the penalty box. Prue is being escorted to the exit. And a leftover chuck-a-puck gets thrown onto the ice as Prue is out of the game. Massie, though, came right up behind Prue and hooked him with the stick, and Prue must have retaliated in some form or fashion. All I saw was Massie go down on the ice. And whatever penalties we have are being explained to Steve Gibson and Colin Chaulk, and we'll explain them ourselves when we come back. 7:27 to go. Well, we'll keep it here now, as they've got it all broken up now. Tony Lawrence is going to serve the penalty on behalf of Prue.
19, Michael Massie. 2 minutes for slashing at 12:33 of the third. Quad City Mallards penalties on number 16, Hugo Prue. 5-minute major for slashing and a game misconduct at 12:33 of the third. Fort Wayne penalty number 19, Massie, 2-minute slashing.
So Prue is gone, gets a game misconduct, and the Mallards will go shorthanded. Actually, they'll be shorthanded just for the remaining 11 seconds of Tony Lawrence's interference call. That's why he's in the box. Then it'll be 4-on-4 for the better part of 2 minutes. Then Fort Wayne will get on a power play again. Right now, Massie clears the puck out. This will get down the ice. Now the teams are at even strength for the next minute and 45. Bobby Stewart, or check that, Kevin Schmidt gets it out, bouncing to the Mallard zone. Massie has it. Massie brings it up for the Mallards, turns away from Perrault, and now brings it up. Massie up the middle and across the line. Case to the left side. Massie out of the corner. In front one-timer. Didn't get through the traffic. Shot by Jeff Williams. Massie up against the boards with Perrault, and it's cleared. Bouncing into the Mallard zone. Perrault will track it down. 6:35 to go in the third. Francisco up the right side. Drops it back to Williams. He's in traffic. Gets loose. Goes left side to Quinnell. Take it off the board. Spins back towards the point. Now the puck knocked loose by Barlow. Quinnell takes Barlow down. Puck comes back to the line and out to center, where Clint Cabana picks it up and backtracks away from Colin Chaulk. Now Cabana up the left side. Dumps the puck in. Mallards are going on a line change. Still 4-on-4 skating with 6:06 to go in the game. Chaulk up the right side. Sends it into Stewart. Stewart, 1-on-3, trying to keep hold of the puck. Knocked away. Now Quinnell has it. And chips into the Fort Wayne zone for Lawrence with a shot, and it's offside on the Mallards. So they'll bring it out to the neutral zone for the faceoff. 5:51 to go, 25 seconds remaining on Michael Massie's slashing penalty. And then because of the major slashing call on Hugo Prue, the Mallards will be shorthanded for a total of 3 minutes. And Virag sends it in. And Perrault clears it out. Lawson comes way out to play it. Sends it behind his net. Ortmeyer plays it around and stolen by Dufour. Puts it in front, but it's deflected away from Nadeau and out to center. Now Stevens up the right side, dumps it into the corner, and we get a whistle. And a timeout from the mark. 5:30 to go, 6-0 Komets on Q106.5.
Q106.5, the station that brought you the Bitchin' Kitchen Giveaway, has something a little more outdoorsy in mind. Presenting the Dwyer & Michaels Bitchin' Barbecue Giveaway. It's your chance to get a major backyard overhaul with patio furniture, a hot tub, a brick patio, gas barbecue grill, and landscaping. Register now through May 23rd at participating sponsors to be qualified to win the grand prize. It's the Bitchin' Barbecue Giveaway. Sponsored by R.J. Wolf & Sons, Luminary Companies, Seasonal Concepts, QCA Pools and Spas, Quad City Brick and Tile, Fireplaces Plus, Freeman's Landscaping, Dwyer & Michaels, and Classic Hits. Q106.5.
Face off in the Mallard zone. Fort Wayne about to get on the power play, and now they do. Perrault has the puck for Quad City and fires it down length of the ice. On goal to Lawson. Makes the stick save and leaves it for Kelly Perrault. Venedam brings it out for Fort Wayne. Up across the line, hip check by Gibson, dropped it back to Beauregard, puts it off the end boards. Karam in front. In the way of that is Massie. Plays it along the boards. It'll get past Venedam out to center. Perrault gives it up to Chaulk in the neutral zone. Now Stewart at the blue line. Stewart moves in, fires the puck, save by Dimmelon. Massie gets the rebound. Clears it to center. Williams chasing Chaulk back into the Fort Wayne zone and ties him up nicely. Venedam comes away with the puck, however. Venedam up the middle. Drops it at the line to Chaulk. Chaulk moves in. Left circle, Beauregard with a shot. He scores. Fourth power play goal of the game for Fort Wayne, and it's 7-0 Komets. With 4:36 to play, Beauregard gets on the scoreboard for Fort Wayne. And the fans are streaming out of the mark of the Quad Cities now. 15:24, the time of the goal. For Beauregard, his fourth of the playoffs. Now Massie moves into the Mallard zone. It's still the power play because it was a major penalty.
Fort Wayne Komets power play goal scored by number 10, David Alexander Beauregard. On the assist, number 91, Colin Chaulk, and number 13, Sean Venedam. Time of goal, 15:24 of the third. Fort Wayne power play goal.
So it's 7-0 in favor of the Komets now. And the Mallards still shorthanded. Virag, right side, poked away by Ganga, and he sends it out off the face of Mark Barlow. And Barlow down on the ice. As the clearing attempt by Ganga went into the face of Mark Barlow of the Komets, and Colin Chaulk wants a penalty call, which you don't get when the guy's just trying to clear the puck. And Barlow will be off to the locker room in the company of trainer Sean Dundon. .402 left in the third. And a stoppage in play here as they take Barlow off the ice. Sean Venedam is going to go in the locker room as well for Fort Wayne. And after a brief cleanup, we'll resume play. Why didn't they ever clean up that blood in front of the Fort Wayne goal, I wonder? In any event, Mallards hockey is brought to you in part by the Bullpen. Just 3/4 of a mile west of the mark, the Bullpen has free shuttles to and from Mallards games. After the game, enjoy the Bullpen's Mallards special. $3.75 burger and fries and $2 18-ounce drafts. Your ticket stub is your free pass for live entertainment after the game at the Bullpen. 4:02 left to go in this one. Then the teams will get on their respective team buses to head to Fort Wayne for Game 5 tomorrow night. And in the meantime, we've got a slight delay here as looks like trainer Mike Plandowski of the Mallards is going to go into the locker room area, perhaps to make sure that Fort Wayne's Mark Barlow gets all the medical assistance he needs. Maybe tracking down one of the team doctors to stitch him up. Now Virag and Lawrence on the face-off at Fort Wayne controls. Still on the power play, the Komets are, with 4 minutes left to go in the game. And the score is 7-0. Bart Stevens gets it up the left side. Past Ortmeyer, deep in the Mallard zone. Mills plays it around to the far side. Puck pops in the air off of a couple of sticks. Chad Cabana comes away with it in the corner. Back to the point, Stevens over to Ortmeyer. Wrist shot, saved Immoline. He jumps on the rebound. Now 3:33 to go with 1:07 remaining on the Komets power play. Win $1,000 in the All Hit 98.9 Chuck-a-Puck contest. Second intermission at every home game. Enter at the All Hit 98.9 Chuck-a-Puck table in the concourse. Win free prizes from Happy Joe's, the Fairfield Inn and Moline, Phoenician Cafe Express, and BP Auto Service, or up to $1,000 cash from All Hit 98.9. Face off in the Mallard zone with 3:33 to go. And the puck comes out to center. Stevens with it. Ducks under Nadeau. How did he do that? Gets into the Mallard zone. Behind the net, Chad Cabana. Over on the right, puck pops past Massie up to the point to Ortmeyer. Now Quinnell intercepts it and sends it the length of the ice. 46 on the Fort Wayne power play. 3:12 to go in the third. Now Virag up the right side and in. Dustin Virag off to the boards. Puts it in the circle. Nadeau got in between, but a quick shot on a loose puck by Severson goes up high. With the rebound, Manisi. And Manisi will skate it to the Mallards blue line and now clear it the length of the ice. Fort Wayne has it. To Taryn. Gets it going out to center. I don't know if the Mallards clear the puck. I don't know if maybe Paul Gillis just wanted to keep Toporowski off the ice because he hasn't been out on this penalty kill. Hopefully Topper has not injured himself. Now the team's at even strength as the Mallards kill off the power play, or the rest of it. Jeff Williams has the puck and will skate it out to center. Up the left side, fires a shot from the line, and it goes off the Fort Wayne stick and up into the netting behind the Komets goal for a face-off with 2:12 remaining in the third period, and the Mallards trailing 7-0. Have a young Mallards birthday fan with a birthday coming up even during the playoffs. Throw a Mallards birthday bash for a special price. You get tickets, cupcakes, and birthday pucks for everyone. A birthday card signed by the Mallards players. A special announcement over the public address system and a picture taken with Mo and Ima. Call the Mallards at 764-7825. Clint Cabana trying to get a shot away, but it's knocked away and down the ice, and it will go for icing as Andy Perrault touches up. We can't make time stand still, but we can make a moment last forever. DeSalvo's Portrait Photography, the Mallards team photographers. Professional, affordable photography for you and your family. Visit DeSalvos.com. That's DESALVOS, DeSalvos.com, or call 441-9150. Face off in the Fort Wayne zone. Loose puck in the circle. Cabana gets it to the front for a backhander by Lawrence, saved by Lawson. Rebound, Chad Cabana gets it out and down the ice. And icing has been signaled and has been called. Well, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle tonight. A fine performance by Fort Wayne's Tom Lawson in goal. He has now stopped all 33 Mallards shots. He, Jeff Raynert, and Sylvan Daig each had one shutout in this year's playoffs going into tonight, so Lawson could take the lead with his second unless the Mallards score here late. Massie left point, slides it behind the net. Lawson leaves it back there for Ortmeyer. Gets it out the far side to Chad Cabana, 1:39 to play. Chad Cabana sends it into the Mallard zone. Dufour picks it up behind the net. Komets not pressuring here deep in the Mallard zone. Dufour gives it off to Quinnell. Up the middle to Massie. Lost the handle on it with a poke check. Now Beauregard does put pressure on. Massie over to Quinnell, back to Massie. 1:18 to play. Now Quinnell up the left side. Shovels it to the line, taken away by Severson. And he sends the puck drifting into the Mallard zone. Francisco back to get it for Quad City. He'll circle around behind the Mallards net. Sends it up the middle to Williams. Off on left wing, knocked away by Severson. Now under a minute to go. Williams up the right side and in. And this will not be icing. Chris Eade back to get it. Eade gets it out the near side. It'll drift into the Mallard zone with 45 to play. Now Perrault flips it off the glass. Takes an odd bounce. Gets only to the line. Now the Mallards get it out to Ganga. Ganga fires a long shot, deflected, and up into the netting, out of play. And a face-off will come in the neutral zone. Stay tuned. We'll have the Allstate Insurance post-game show. We'll have the complete recap. We'll talk live with Coach Paul Gillis. The Allstate Insurance post-game show is presented by the Polly McDowell and Del Newton agencies. Face-off in the neutral zone with 31.8 seconds to play. And the Komets have a 7-0 lead over the Mallards. And will go up 3-1 in this championship series. Knocked away from Gibson at the Fort Wayne blue line. Clint Cabana picks it up. 22 seconds left. Cabana up the right side, knocked away by Massie, who sends it into the Mallard zone. And now 15 seconds to go. Steve Gibson will bring it up. And it gets off the skate of Nadeau back into the Mallard zone. Ganga with 4 seconds winds up and fires it length of the ice. Lawson catches it in his glove. And an idiot fan throws a beer bottle on the ice in the direction of Tom Lawson, who wants that puck for a souvenir as he has shut out the Mallards on 33 saves. 7-0, the Komets win it here at the mark of the Quad Cities. Shots on goal in the third period. 12-11 in favor of the Mallards. 35-33 in favor of the Fort Wayne Komets for the game. As Fort Wayne wins 7-0, you may be able to hear the Komets fans cheering